Sustainability. Why do we need to be sustainable? So we as humans are currently running out of resources on Earth. With that, we are destroying the Earth completely. The Earth will not be able to keep up with us at this rate. And even if it can, even if the Earth somehow survives, we are not going to be able to survive because we are running out of resources. We are running out of land. We are exhausting our trees. We are exhausting every aspect of the things that we need to exist. All right, so I will be talking about the article, The Optimum Human Population Size by Gretchen C. Daly and Paul R. Elric. I found this through my school, JSTOR, Jester, however you say it. And this text talks about a couple different things. It talks about, one second. There we go. It talks about how much the Earth can take, how much strain we are putting on the Earth currently, and what would the ideal condition be. So basically, what are we giving the Earth? How much should we be giving the Earth? And how much can the Earth realistically take? So what are the author's claims? Number one, the authors say that the optimum population size is not the same as the maximum amount of people that can be packed onto the Earth at one time. Essentially, we do not have to have the maximum amount of people. That's not going to be good. That's not going to be sustainable. We have to keep it to like a healthy medium. Okay. Secondly, an optimum population size should be small enough to guarantee the minimal physical ingredients of a decent life to everyone. Everyone should be able to have food. Everyone should be able to have water. Everyone should be able to have a place to live. Everyone should be able to have the basic tenets of survival. The authors are not saying that there should be a standard quality of life. Not everyone should be rich. Not everyone should be poor. But there should be the ability to achieve like a happy medium in there. All right, basic human rights in the social sphere should be secure from problems generated by the existence of too many people. That means that everyone should have the same opportunity for economic opportunities, housing opportunities, and healthcare opportunities. Again, not everyone should have the exact same thing, but everyone should have the opportunity to earn the same thing. Like, everyone should have access to the same economic, housing, and healthcare opportunities. All right. We think an optimum population size should be large enough to sustain viable populations in geographically dispersed parts of the world to preserve and foster cultural diversity. This basically means that all sorts of cultures should be able to gather and exist and separate if they want. There should not be one dominant culture overtaking others. The author specifically mentions Western culture. We should not have a completely Western society. Eastern cultures should still be able to exist. Everyone should be able to exist. We shouldn't have to have a standard set of things we eat, enjoy, etc. All right. An optimum population size would be sufficiently large enough to provide a critical mass in each of a variety of densely populated areas where intellectual, artistic, and technological creativity would be stimulated. Art and technology should not be inhibited by the decreased amount of people on Earth. People should be able to gather and share their ideas effectively, and they should be able to gather with their sort of people that they want to gather with. People should not be isolated from types of art or types of thought because of the lessened amount of people. An optimum population size would also be small enough to ensure the preservation of biodiversity. we as humans are destroying a number of different, biomes. We are destroying the rainforest. We are destroying the coral reefs. We are destroying the Everglades. We are building condos where various different biomes should be instead of humans. The earth should be able to flourish and hold all of the animals that it can. We should not be putting any animals into extinction. We should not be putting any biomes into extinction. We should leave the earth alone. Currently, we are not able to do that. There's too many of us, and we are taking up too much space. That has to be cut back on. All right, so TLDR, too long, didn't read. Basically, the authors believe that we must reduce the human population to the point where we would be able to still enjoy all of the good parts of being human, art, technology, experiencing our environment, without harming the earth or otherwise lowering the quality of life for anyone in current or future generations. All right, so what are my thoughts? First of all, how are we going to achieve any of this? The paper is amazing. I love all of the sentiments echoed in this paper. It's all very great. I believe that we should be preserving the environment. I believe that people should have access to art, even though there would be a smaller population. I believe that we are harming the earth by having so many people alive. That being said, there are too many cons that outweigh the pros. So, how are we going to achieve this? How are we going to have that few people? How are we going to continue having a retirement system if we do have that few people? So currently, the retirement system banks on the fact that there will be more young people born than there currently are people of retirement age, which means that the population will keep growing forever, right? How are we going to make it so that people don't have to work until they die? Because I'm not seeing a way that that could be possible with these proposals. At least it won't be sustainable, because it might work for a couple generations, but then we're back up to like a maximum population, right? Like we are currently. So how are we going to keep people from having children? Or are we going to start killing people at a certain age? How will we decide who we kill? How are we going to enforce people not having so many babies? That has historically not gone very well. There are plenty of accounts online of girls who were abandoned because of China's laws around having children. Even if there is some sort of mass exodus that wipes out everybody on Earth, eventually we are going to start having that many people again, no matter what we do, unless we have severe government interference. All right. Like I said, this is all an amazing sentiment, and I love the paper, but it's just not feasible with anything ethical in mind. There's no ethical way to keep the population down so that we would be able to sustain this. Thank you.